Hello everyone, my name is Sayyid Ashar and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to use these contouring lines while making a body fitted garment. And in this video we are going to make a deep neckline blouse, and we can also go inside shoulder line a little bit. So this is the design. Let's keep rest of the things. Let us keep rest of the thing simple. Basic princess line. Okay. So this is it. We are going to put a seam on center front. Back can be kept simple. So, and this is front. This will be our back. So we can go for a princess line on back as well, like this. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we have to understand the design. Like, this is the neckline. If we look, let's work on the front pattern first. If we see it nicely, so the neckline is coming from here and it is going deep till here, I guess. Let's take it till here. And it is also a broad neckline like this. Okay. So we can see that the neckline is touching this part and this part. We are not going to use this dart because it has sufficient fabric, but then we are going to use this and this because this dart is coming in the princess line, and we can just use this dart to provide a better fit, and we can ignore this dart because this is coming under sufficient fabric. We don't need that. So how we are going to trace it? We will mark these points and then we will mark all the points that is required. For example, this apex point, this dart, this one. We are not marking the previous dart points, we are marking this one. The one we marked 3 blocks outside on either side. This point, and I think that's all we have marked. We can also draw a line for now, the circle, so that we understand it better. Okay. So we have, actually it is not visible in the camera, but I can see it, and I will mark all the lines. So as you can see, I have not marked this line over here that is coming from LSP. It is not required, and I have also not marked this center line. Now this line actually helps to understand that if you are making a princess line, a straight simple princess line, so from where we have to cut it. But in our design, our princess line is coming from the armhole, so we are going to use this line, that's all. Okay, so let's go for the design now. For example, our shoulder line is quite inside. Let's take it as 2.5 inches. So 2.5 inches comes over here, almost half of the shoulder line. And let's say the depth of this neckline is about 7 inches from front nape over here. Okay, this is quite deep and it is coming something like this. So we are going to make the neckline. Like this. So I think neckline is perfect. Okay. So this part is actually not required. This is out of the story. We are going to cut this thing. We are not needing this part because we need a tighter garment, tight blouse, so we are going to remove this part. So we don't have to hurry, we have to see it nicely what the requirement is, and then we are going to cut it, because if we do anything wrong we have to make it once again. So as we can see, this line is coming over the dart over here, and we have a princess line like this, so we can just remove this one. So we will just cut it, we'll mark a notch over here and then we'll remove it. First thing, we should actually mark all the grain lines. So these things, grain lines and everything, I have actually explained in my previous videos. You can always go and watch it. Okay, so as we remember, these parts are actually darts which I have highlighted in red. We are going to remove it. We are not keeping it in the, we don't actually need them. Now this kind of pattern making is actually a bit advanced one. So why I removed these darts, how this is going to work, you can actually go to my previous video of panelings and yokes and then you will understand it. Now this is very pointy, we have to actually blend this part. And we will remove it. Okay. So now we come here. So what we are going to do, we are going to first close this part. And we are also going to close this part. Now here is the tricky part, you have to see it nicely. I am going to cut on any of these two lines till apex point. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to match this like this. We are seeing this line. The moment this line touches to this line, like this, over here, we can see it. We have to actually stop. Okay. Oh, apex point is gone. That's okay. So see it again. It was like this. We have slashed it, or we can slash it on either of the line, and then we are going to then we are going to rotate it like this, keeping apex point in the place, and then wherever it touches, wherever this line touches on this line, we are going to stop, and we are actually going to paste it. So now we can see that dot lines have some dot lines are not going continuous. We have to remake it. This is why if your lines are crossing dots, you have to actually close the dot before you mark the lines or before you cut it. So now we can make a new line, and we can also go a little bit inside. Okay. And now we can actually cut this one. Okay. So this is it in the front, and this will be our center front. Or on center front we can actually keep it on fold as well, but in tight fitted garments I prefer to put a seam on the center front. It helps in alteration, but it is on your will, whatever you want. So this is it. You can see that there is a lot of gap in our pattern. This actually helps you to get a good grip on the body. It tightens very well on the body. The same way we are going to work on the back pattern. We are going to trace it. While tracing only, I am excluding this area, this line which I have drawn in contouring. I am marking it like this. So like this, I don't have to cut and remove this part. So now we are looking at the back design. We have a princess line in the back as well. So what we are going to do, we are just going to make a princess line over here like this. Now we can see that we have this extra amount of dart left on the garment. sorry, I actually forgot to press the play button. In order to remove this small portion of dart, what we need to do is we need to draw a neckline touching to this dart point, which I have already drawn. We have other options also, other ways also to remove this dart, but we will go easy for now and we'll just make a little deeper neckline like this, and we'll remove this. So what we could have done is that we could have drawn our neckline like this, and then we could have extended the dart over here, and then we can just remove the dart. It is as easy as like this. So first of all, we are going to remove this part. This is not required. Now we are going to close this. We need to draw our princess line once again, because this is not looking very nice. Like this, and then we can just ignore this one and we can cut on this line. Sorry, once again we will mark the grain lines, that is very important, and other things also, center front or center back, whatever it is, side seam, waistline, notches, etc. So as we can see, we have back and we have front. Now what is left is this portion of shoulder. Simply we are going to remove this. So how this actually works, this shoulder thing, is wherever is your neckline going. Suppose if my neckline is coming till here only, then we are going to trim this much. If our neckline is going till here, we are going to trim this much. If our neckline is from here, then we are going to trim this much. So whatever is coming in this area, in this cap, we have to remove it, so that we get a closer, we get a fitted shoulder. So now this is how we use these darts. This was just a simple one example. We are going to make more videos on using these contouring lines. To understand better, please watch other examples as well. I have a question that last two videos which I have made is in English, so I would really like the feedback of the viewers, that is, should I continue in English or should I go back to the way I was making video. Please make sure you comment, and thank you very much. Keep liking and keep subscribing.